Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. Okay, guys, so I feel like it's a little bit of Vanderpump Rules overload, which surprise, surprise, but also to be fair, this is a Vanderpump Rules kind of week. There's a lot of drama. And by the way, thank you guys, everyone, so much for joining us for the Vanderpump Rules after party yesterday. I feel like we had so much fun. But before we get into all of it, go ahead, pop off in the comment section, smash that like button, show some love, and let's get into the Rachel Leviss stuff.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Okay, guys, so this is always fun. Rachel Leviss, where do we begin? Ay. Well, we're going to begin. So, thank you so much to Radar Online. Ex Vanderpump Rules star Raquel Leviss is angry at Tom Sandoval for suggesting that they had a Romeo and Juliet pact. It's not a good week to be Tom Sandoval. Hours after the Vanderpump Rules start compared Sandoval to O.J. Simpson's murder trial and the killing of George Floyd, Raquel Leviss started taking shots at her ex-fling over another incident where he stuck his foot in his mouth. Leviss, whose months-long affair with Sandoval behind Ariana Madix's back sparked one of the largest scandals in reality TV history, did not hold back when she discussed his accusations that they were literally debating on fucking killing ourselves over the cheating backlash. He made it seem like we had a life-taking pact, like it was some sort of Romeo and Juliet love story, and that really angered me, is what she said on her podcast. She also slammed Sandoval for crossing a boundary when he told the world about her personal emotional turmoil. It's not okay for somebody else to tell people that they've expressed feelings of not wanting to live anymore. And she said that his comments forced her to go into a really deep processing state with her therapist. It was like, whoa, why are you talking about this personal information that was privy to only your ears? She went on to say that her dark thoughts were a vulnerable topic that wasn't meant to be shared with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamra Judge and whoever else is listening to this popular podcast. Now it's a topic of conversation. In December of 2023, Sandoval went on Mellencamp and Judge's Two T's in a Pod, where he claimed that he had been on the phone discussing the possibility of taking their own lives. On Tuesday, Sandoval's profile in the New York Times was published, in which he gave a delusional answer when asked why he thought the cheating scandal with Rachel got so big. I'm not a pop culture historian, really. He sounded like such an idiot, you guys, in this statement. He sounds like a dumbass. But I witnessed the O.J. Simpson thing and George Floyd and all of these big things, which is really hard to compare to that, I think. But do you think in a weird way it's a little bit the same? Now, Sandoval later apologized for his remarks, issuing a statement to RadarOnline.com that read, "My intentions behind the comments that I made in the New York Times Magazine were to explain the level of national media attention that my affair received. The comparison was inappropriate and ignorant, and I'm incredibly sorry and embarrassed." Let me just kind of break this down for him too. Your affair received the sort of media attention that it received for a multitude of different reasons, but one, and I think that people fail to recognize this too when you're comparing it to somebody like Lala, because you're like, why did Lala was cheated on? There was a whole, like LA Times expose. There was a documentary about Randall being this douchebag who allegedly did all of these wrong things, right? And then Lala sat back and she's like, wait a minute, all of this happened to me. Why did Ariana get rewarded the way that she did? And I think the difference is that Ariana was always the chill, cool, nice, happy. I'm not trying to hurt you. I didn't come in here guns a-blazing like, yeah, I'm that bitch, BJ's for PJs, none of that. And I think that was the difference. That was the discrepancy as to why one thing worked out a certain way and another did not. And I think that that's absolutely okay. But that is what we saw with Scandival. It was not because you're comparing yourself to OJ Simpson or George Floyd. You sound like an idiot. You sound ignorant. You sound like an asshole. And all of those things can be true at the exact same time. And the New York Times Magazine definitely knew when they got that audio bite. They knew when they got that sound bite, they were like, oh, this is gold. We're going to run with this. And that's why Bravo, once he went back, because the funny thing is PR, like if we do interviews on podcasts or whatever, and they're getting approved by NBC, for the most part, people don't know this, but PR has to sit on the interview with you. Where was PR for this? Where the hell were they? Because I'm curious. Doesn't sound like PR was there for this. And it makes me wonder, because had PR been there for this, this wouldn't have happened. But that's not the only thing that she's mad about. Just to be clear, since we're clearing things up. It's also this. Thank you to tasteofreality.com. Raquel Leviss actually dragged Nema from Shaws of Sunset for saying Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix were in an open relationship. And Tom wasn't off the hook either. So she actually clarified the fake news regarding what Nema said on Sheena Shea's Shenanigan podcast. She clarified what she told Nema about Tom and Ariana. I did not tell Nema that Tom told me that he was in an open relationship. What I told Nema was, when I was explaining to him my experience at Coachella, staying with Tom and Ariana and a few of our other friends in that Airbnb, nothing happened that weekend. That doesn't make any sense. But also, like, Tom and Ariana were extra lovey towards me. So what I said was, Tom and Ariana give off an open relationship vibe. Nema was like, oh, that's interesting. Do you think they're in an open relationship? And I was like, no, I don't think that they are, but it's a weird energy. Now, Nema also asked, do you think Tom is interested in you like that? And she said, I was like, yeah, I felt like he was. And Nema then asked Rachel, would you act on it? And I said, no, I would be more likely to hook up with Ariana than I would Tom. And that's what I said to Nema. So she clarified what she said, but Rachel's take on Tom after slamming Nema was this. The thing that actually bothered me the most was that Tom was talking about the podcast that Sheena had Nema on. And when I saw that clip, I immediately was like, why did he need to bring this up? If Tom knew how much that affected my mental well-being, why would you bring it up on national television for everybody else to know about? It's been months and months since that episode came out on Sheena's podcast, so people have forgotten about it. But now that you're bringing it up on camera, addressing these rumors that impacted me so horribly, I just feel like it was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that's messed up for you to do. I don't know what his thought process was, but Sandoval's point was that Sheena has been vindictive in bringing our name, dragging it through the mud, and it's affected him. But the example that he gave was something that she said about me. So I felt like it was very unnecessary. I mean, honestly, like going through these two just give you whiplash. They're annoying. You listen to one's complaining about one thing, the other one's complaining about another thing. There's 3 stories here, one on this side, one on this side, and somewhere in the in between, you actually have the real story. But at the point that we get to the real story, nobody's going to give a shit. And that's how I feel about this. This is really wild. Like, we're picking it apart for what the fact that Raquel, whatever you want to call her, did not go on Vanderpump Rules season 11, and now she's just milking this podcast, which sure, she's going to make a couple of coins on the podcast. Yes, she wouldn't have made the same money. You should have just like put your big girl panties on and face the rest of the cast. And I'm not equating this to mental health or anything like that. But what I am saying is that if you're going to talk about it anyways, you should have just got paid for it. None of this makes sense to me. I think it's ridiculous, but I want to hear what you guys think. Go ahead, pop off in the comments, smash that like button, show some love. And also don't forget, we're running a free giveaway on our podcast. So if you guys haven't entered to win, we're giving away a free Rose Forever from roseforever.com. Any bouquet that you choose, all you have to do is go anywhere you get your podcast, type in Up and Adam, scroll down where you leave a rating, and just honestly give me your opinion. If you think what I'm saying is shit, that's okay. But if you agree with it, I want to hear that too. I just want the honesty. Love you guys.